I feel like I need a StreamYard link or some sort of link to.
We're live right now.
All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? This is awful show, and we're late like a motherfucker.
It is very literally awful. As you can tell.
I feel like I need a StreamYard link or some sort of link to.
We're live. I'm echoing right now. Give me a second.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is awful show, and we're late like a motherfucker.
It is
Let us
very
know in
literally
the chat here.
As you can tell.
I feel like I need a StreamYard link or some sort of link to.
We're live. I'm echoing right now. Give me a second.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is awful show, and we're late like a motherfucker.
It is
Let us
very
know in
literally
the chat here.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Is that better now? I feel much better. We are
I can
good.
hear you.
Okay, awful.
Why does it sound like I'm in a bathroom?
It's not. Well,
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yes, we were echoing because the stream on the studio just started when I went live, and it was playing back like twice and then 3 times and then 4 times, and it kept repeating itself. So I had to turn off. I don't know why YouTube Studio decides to go ahead and play when you go live, but it does. So thank you, YouTube Studio, for messing up the beginning of the stream. Okay, Awful, you're here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Awful is here. Can everyone hear Awful? Awful sounds like he normally does. Okay, that's good. That's all we want. I will actually turn.
Is that terrible?
It's. I mean, it's not.
Is that a terrible thing?
It's like, you know, you kind of sound like you're in a bathroom or something, but you know, it's not. It's not. It's actually better. I think it's better than it normally is because you don't sound like you're a robot. So everyone can now hear us. We are live. I don't think we're going to be doing any fancy video tricks or anything this week. So do you want to explain what happened? Do you want to do that?
With how this all came about?
Yeah.
Well, you did an excellent. First off, you did an excellent job on the layout here.
Thank you.
This looks awesome. I had nothing to do with almost anything as far as the way of producing this thing. It's been a very, very long week.
It's been a long week.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long week for all of us. Well, I've been doing back to school stuff personally, so I've been dealing with that. And you know, it did seem like the right week though, and I don't even really know why it seemed like the right week to do this, but it did. So,
yeah, it's a good test out.
Yeah,
it feels all right, and I appreciate the people, 27 watching now. I love it. Damn, I wish we had some video because I did have some videos ready to go.
I mean, we could if you want to test that out too. We absolutely could. I just thought,
can the audience take it watching us stumble and fumble through technicalities? I don't know, but
Eric in the chat said that the layout is making the '90s child in her happy, and that is kind of what I was going for, kind of a '90s neon,
nice,
little vibe there. So I thought that'd be neat.
The old late night drive.
Yeah, but here we are. This is, like I said, this is I told them before the chat. This is definitely a run through, a kind of, bear with us. We're just kind of testing everything out, seeing how this works, and then soon enough we should have this down. I did up my microphone volume. I know people were asking about the volume not being good, so I did that. Your volume seems to be fine though. Also, if for some reason you feel the need to give us money, you can go in the description. There should be a link. We are not monetized, so we can't get donations and stuff yet, but not through YouTube. I'm
going to be setting that link up now, I guess.
I'd say it's up. It's there. So if anyone wants to donate there, You are more than welcome to. I don't have Glom Gold. We do have some sound effects though. In Discord here. Let me see if I can find.
I know I had a creepy Hulk Hogan going. Yes.
Yep. Like we have this. See, I can do that, and we have this.
Good.
You know.
Yeah.
So we have a few, but nothing,
need a car crash.
Yeah, nothing crazy. No Glom Gold or anything like that. And they can actually see. The problem right now that I'm having is that they can see me going to hit the the things
all the sound effects.
Stream. Yeah, all the sound effects they get to see when I do that. So we have to figure that. See, like I told you, you're all in here. We're all having a good time. We're just hanging out. Drinking.
The problems we had just minutes before the show. Are you on drinking? Okay.
It's terrible. I'm having a terrible drink right now. Actually, it's called Space. It's called Space Camper Juice Nova. It's a super stellar IPA from Boulevard Brewing Company, and it's awful, terrible.
I have 91% isopropyl alcohol.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just going for it.
I'm about to get tore up from the floor up.
Well, mine's 9%. So, But,
bitch.
Yeah, I can't. You're like, but of course, I think I'm drinking probably far more than you are. If you drink
way more.
Yeah, if you drink as much as I am and you're drinking 90% alcohol. Wait, that's not 90%. 90 proof, right? 90 proof.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 91%.
Because I didn't think
alcohol.
I didn't think you were drinking something 180 proof.
No. It's 32 fluid ounces. 8 ounces short of a 40.
So if you guys are drinking anything in the chat, let us know. Yeah, have some fun. We're here.
Yeah, please, definitely.
It's late night. That's what we're here to do. Just kind of hang out and talk to you guys and see where things go. Here, you know what? I do want to talk about a few things though, like Dynamite.
Please, let's see.
Dynamite last night, and its wonderful ratings performance. Have you seen?
You know what? I actually had shared Neckbeards. Shout out Neckbeards. I shared his ratings video. Let me go to it. Oh, excuse me, ratings video. Ratings analysis. 565,000 people watch Dynamite. Aren't they on the verge of a pay-per-view?
Yeah, this week actually. We're over on the Toonie Talk Wrestling channel. We're going to be covering it. Yeah, they have a Forbidden Door this weekend, and nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares.
Forgotten Door.
Yeah, it's so the ratings are just embarrassing at this point. I get that they're saying that they get more on Max or whatever. Now, what did you see the thing that Nick LaPiccolo did with Mecha Meltzer? He turned Grok. Oh, yeah. He turned Grok into Mecha Meltzer.
He turned Grok into Mecha Meltzer. But Nick LaPiccolo, for those who don't know, is a wrestling/sports agent, top wrestling/sports agent, who has dipped his toe into Twitter and has really riled up a lot of the IWC with some of his takes.
He got a mention on Sports Illustrated, I believe, about being an agent, a sports agent, and
extraordinaire.
Right. He's been explaining a lot of the stuff about Netflix and that deal, and how the ESPN deal is working out. Did you download the ESPN app yet? Awful.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I barely can download the Discord app.
That's true.
God damn it.
We should just walk them through that, if you don't mind. Oh, so I've been sitting here.
Sure, go ahead.
I've been sitting here since 7:00, working on getting this all set up and everything. But 7:00 my time, so 8:00 your time, and getting it set up and everything. And then I started getting on you, and I was like, "Hey,
about to embarrass me, by the way.
Hey, can you you think you could jump on and help me? Just get on a call." I didn't get anything back, and I'm like, "It's all right. I had everything set up. I'm just sitting here staring at the screen. I'm watching some YouTube videos, running those through, seeing if the YouTube. I could run a YouTube video through here, by the way. I just don't know. I'm afraid to, because I don't know how the sound is going to. Like, it might just blow people's ears off if I started a YouTube video right now. I'm not sure. But
why not just turn it down? Go on, tell your story.
Anyway, so we get to like 10 minutes before the show, and Awful's like, "What's a Discord?" And I had to.
Stop right there, you fucking liar. I didn't say what's a Discord. I said I haven't been on Discord in months. And I completely took it off my phone because it was kicking my phone's ass. Because I deal with a Nokia candy bar flip phone, okay? Right?
So, well, my phone's not much.
They say I'm 50, I'm 75, goddammit.
So we got you on, though. We're here now. But yeah, I downloaded the ESPN app. I can do nothing on it. There's nothing. Like, you have to be subscribed to ESPN Plus to basically watch anything on demand.
Oh, shit.
But you can watch live stuff. So I'm assuming that the WWE stuff is going to be live and that you can watch it live. But I'm curious now about how it's going to work on demand. Because, like I said, I can't go into anything and watch it on demand. I can't watch yesterday's Sports Center on demand.
Damn.
Yeah. So
what's ESPN doing?
Now, well, I did launch early. So maybe once it's like fully launched, that stuff will start becoming available. Maybe anything that ran first run. That's how Max does it, is that if it runs first run, it's available on demand. But the old stuff isn't. So maybe it's like anything from this point forward will work. But right now, yeah, I can't do anything on there. You can watch clips, and the Little League World Series was available to watch, which beat Dynamite. Did you see Meltzer?
Yeah, he tried to throw that in the tweet.
The excuse for Dynamite's low rating was the Little League
ridiculous.
World Series.
See, now I gotta look it up. Now I gotta read the tweet. I gotta at least look it up and find it.
Did you watch Dynamite last night?
Hell fucking no.
So you didn't get to see
I heard.
Go ahead.
No. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I did see that they had a moderately good-sized crowd out in the UK. And, in fact, I saw a tweet the other day, and I was in 100% agreement. Those motherfuckers need to be running internationally for, like, the next 6 months. Don't even touch foot in the States, AEW. Like, just do a tour of the UK, Saudi Arabia, Africa maybe.
Yeah,
Vietnam.
I posted something earlier because somebody was saying, which by the way, I don't know why they lowered the bar now, but they were like, look how many people are at AEW Dynamite, way more than Slammiversary. It's like, really? I thought we're comparing them to TNA now. That's what, but I said, if they're doing so well, maybe they should just be a European wrestling company, right? They always do so well in Europe, and there is a big segment of European wrestling fans who just are kind of salty with WWE because of the whole NXT Europe stuff. They might do fine over there. What was that? What was that noise? What'd you do?
I think I turned on my mic.
Oh, there it is. Look at you. You sound way louder. I didn't say better. I didn't say better.
Okay, awesome.
I have to turn.
I sound louder. All right.
It's just I have to turn you down now. What do you mean you turned on your mic? By the way,
like I went to the Discord just for a second, and it was just like, we found a new device. It's your microphone.
Okay. Well, I've turned you down now, so you should be okay. All right. Oh, LK in the chat has a message to you. Ospreay came out and cut a promo saying he isn't cleared by the docs, but he couldn't let the home fans down, so he demanded the unsanctioned match. Mole kind of hinted that Ospreay wasn't healed yet either. Have you?
Why is he like? Go on. I've got something to say.
The match is like. The whole idea was that it was supposed to be a payoff to Darby and Mox, right? That was the whole concept. And now they've just taken it in this weird direction. It's a lights out match. What's his name from Japan? Didn't even know he was booked until the match was announced already. There's how many people in it? 6 or 8 people in it. And the only reason it's not blood and guts is because they don't have the right cage over there. We talked about that on Tootie Talk Wrestling. It's such a mess. And I don't know how they solve it, but on the other end, they have the MJF Hangman feud, and oh my God, do you have any idea what happened with MJF and Hangman yesterday?
Please enlighten me and the audience.
So MJF got with Ricochet and his boys, and they tied up Mark Briscoe somewhere in the arena, and they started dousing gasoline on him, and they said they were going to set him on fire if Hangman didn't agree to his stipulations.
Why are they doing this?
The stipulations are like, apparently MJF doesn't have, this isn't a contract match, so he still has his contract for a match. So basically he can lose the match and then immediately use his contract and then have another match. There's a couple other ones, but yeah, it's, they held a man hostage and were going to set him on fire. How on earth do you this day and age,
that bullshit,
and now, and they showed the pictures of them also. They looked like a 90s ska band, you know, like MJF and Ricochet.
Oh,
and
yeah,
those boys.
Little doubt.
It's such a joke now, and it's not
It's
even
fly-by-night writing.
right.
That's what's going on. I mean, I think Tony gets a little skittish when the heat is on. Like when Brock Lesnar came out, like he was the first one to tweet like, "Hey, there's still a Wednesday Night Dynamite. Don't forget us." And now this week, with what was going on with Triple Mania, and their gigantic success with that, Tony Khan, I guarantee you, ripped up the script from whatever he was going to do and was just like, I got to make it more dangerous. I got to make this whole show more adult. And it doesn't work out that way. He worst booker ever.
In the chat, we have suggestions for the name. We have Real Big Twits from Alt Jake. Our boy Alt Jake. How's it going, Alt Jake? The Butthole Fingers.
Peace to Alt Jake.
From Mike Glass.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad.
So I honestly can't even watch AEW anymore. I try, but it makes me so angry. And I don't understand why. It's like infuriating to me. I can't sit through it. It's like everything is just, it doesn't, everyone keeps telling me, I feel like I'm being gaslit by everyone in the wrestling industry telling me, AEW stories have been great these past year. Like they've really come a long way in storytelling and in building feuds. It's night and day from what it was last year. I don't see it at all. And if someone in the chat does, or if anyone awful, if you can tell me where this amazing new storytellings come from, I'd love it because I don't see any of it.
One of the things that I've noticed is that these guys don't know how to finish a story. All of these stories are from 6, 8, 10 months ago. Some of them 2 years ago, dealing with the Hangman and Moxley situation. But they never finish, and they never finish satisfyingly. And AEW's problem is, once again, when their stories are written, there's never an ending to it. There's a beginning, and there's a lot of blood in the middle, but there's nothing going on at the end of the fucking show. There is no resolution to any of their feuds.
I saw
that's the problem that the AEW has.
Our good friend Mole was talking about Edge and Christian. I'm sorry, Cope and Christian today. And
no, you had it right the first time. Edge and Christian.
And it wasn't Mole. It was somebody else. But because it really hit, they were talking about how AEW has spent so much time on the storyline and they've built it and it's finally paid off. But my question is that did they wait too long? Does anybody care anymore? To me, it seems like when you have Edge coming into your company and you have Christian there, the thing you do, and I know that it's not the best storytelling. But when you're AEW, you don't have the luxury of time, right? You need to hook people, and you need to get them to pay attention. So when you have Edge and Christian, in my mind, the way you do it is you do a 1, maybe 2 month feud, and then you start the arc of them getting back together, leading to a match maybe at 4 months. Because when you get Edge, you're going to get a few casuals that are going to be like, Edge is there. Hell yeah, I'm going to watch AEW. And then they see Edge interact with Christian, and they go, oh, cool, Edge and Christian are interacting. Neat. I'm going to watch this. You don't have Edge veer off into FTR territory and feud with Juice Robinson and do all this. You keep the focus on Edge and Christian. That's what the people who tuned in want to see, is Edge and Christian. They want to see them fight, and then they want to see them be friends, and then they want to see them get back together and be a tag team again. They want the 5-second pose. They want that stuff. They want the concertos. So when you stretch it out to what is it? How long has it been since Christian's been there, or Edge has been there now? Are you over a year? Or it's about a year, right? Or is it more than that?
Little, probably more than a year.
It feels okay. I can't. I just
was like
don't.
September 9th.
I don't remember if it was last year or the year before that he went to AEW though. At this point, because he was out with an injury for a long time.
So it was the year before then.
Was it the year?
He was out for a long time with that injury.
So if it was the year before, if we're talking over a year to get to this point, where they're finally, closer to 2 years, LK said in the chat. So if we're getting to the point where it's 2 years into it before they get to Christian and Edge, they have lost anyone who was interested in Edge when he first came in. They have lost anyone who might switch. They don't have the luxury to tell stories this long. They need to hurry it up, get to the point, grab people, and keep them interested. And you didn't, and now anybody who tuned in because they wanted to see Edge and Christian are long gone, because Edge went and fought with, like I said, it wasn't Juice Robinson, it was the other one, Jay White. He had that feud with Jay White, and he injured himself, and then he was gone for 6 months, and then Christian kept going. And I love Christian. I think Christian has been fantastic in his part, but the fact that they've dragged it
whenever
out,
you get to see him,
right? And not only that, but how long have they dragged? It's a Tony Storm issue, where they just dragged it out so long that nobody cares anymore, And also, the face turn is very undeserved, because he didn't turn on them; they turned on him.
Right.
So there's just it's such scattershot booking, and it's like drawn out and rushed at the same time, which is really weird. And somehow they're able to nail that thing where it's like, no matter what they do, it's the wrong thing. They always make the wrong decision, no matter, like Hangman and Darby. Why aren't they having a singles match at Forbidden Door? That's like the first match in their feud should be at Forbidden Door. There's no reason not.
Well, doesn't Darby want to become an astronaut and go to space now?
I don't know, dude. Somebody posted, somebody messaged Mole or on Mole's thing and said, you can climb the O2 Arena. They made it so you can climb to the top of the O2 Arena.
And feel like a big man. Did you see the quarterlies? Quarter hours for Dynamite. I sent them to you on Twitter.
Oh, I did not.
You can post those if you can.
I can pull them up.
If you can post that up, please.
We can do that. Awesome. You think we'll get? You think Brandon Thurston will get mad at us if we do it?
Who gives a fuck?
Did you see Brandon?
Nobody cares what Brandon Thirsty. That's what his name is.
What a jerk, too. By the way, did you see Dave Meltzer posted his things a few weeks ago and no one said anything? He didn't care. Let's see if I can get this.
Oh, because Dave Meltzer's not a troll. He's not a grifter. You understand?
Oh, like you.
He's legit.
This should work, right?
I hope it does.
Okay, I need to hide us first. So let's hide us.
Okay.
And then let's do this. There it is. Look, I got it.
We're doing it.
You can't see it, but you can look at it from your end, right? So.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from something else. Let's take a look at this one by one, shall we? I mean, what do we have here? We opened with Will Ospreay and the Death Riders. Then there was Jet Speed. Is that tag team of the black guy and the other white guy?
Yes.
And then there's Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Live Angle. That was from 8 to 8:15. Damn, I feel like Brian Last. 645,000 viewers. So that means there was a terrible episode of The Big Bang Theory right beforehand.
I don't even know if that's really the lead-in
what I think.
anymore. Is it still the lead-in? I haven't paid attention in a while. I haven't been doing
I've not paid attention to it either.
I haven't been doing my charts because, people stopped. Everyone just started sharing this one. That became a thing. Just everyone get hands this one out. So it's like, what's the point anymore?
You were getting swallowed up.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, go ahead.
You were getting heel Usi'd.
You know what? I'm gonna make
steals everything.
I'm gonna make a controversial statement here. Whoever's writing for whoever's writing for heel Usi right now is much better than the last crew that was writing for heel Usi.
Right.
You
know what really chapped my lips?
What?
I saw Kevin Apollo share one of heel Usi's ratings breakdown.
Oh, he always does.
Today.
They're buddies.
I was like, oh man.
When you talk to heel Usi,
he is?
Yeah,
he's writing for heel Usi, isn't he?
I don't know. You never know who you're gonna get to when you talk to heel Usi. You could be talking to anybody on the IWC. But I don't think that's a big secret. So, because the thing, I'm pretty sure half of the IWC has been approached to write for heel Usi. So
please write for me.
We all have.
Please.
You have. We all have at one point or another. So
I wrote for heel Usi.
I mean, you've been approached. He came. You told me that he's come to you and been like, "Hey, what do you think I should?" He sneaks it, right?
Oh yeah.
Because he goes like, he starts messaging you and he's like, "Do you like this post?" And you'll be like, I do this and this," and then 2 minutes later, your post is up there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a riot.
Yeah, but anyway,
we'll continue on with these dynamite quarters, and we're gonna try to blow through them. But yeah, look at that, Hiroshi Tanahashi. First off, what's he doing there? Apparently, he's got terrible movement.
Oh, he looks like
he can barely move.
He looks like he's 150 years old. He walks like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
No cortisone shots at all.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was him and Jet Speed versus the Death Riders through picture-in-picture ads. Post-match with the Bullet Club, the Bullet Club War Dogs. Oh my God! Thank God I didn't watch this show. Will Ospreay, Darby Allin. Darby Allin was on there. The Young Bucks and the Ops. Holy shit! They dropped down to 573,000 people. People tuned out immediately on that. See, I'm not as good as Jim Cornette. As far as my math is concerned, so I got to find out how many people left the station when the Young Bucks showed up. 72,000 people rolled, just gone, and they had an ad break. And Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, I guess when did they make up? By the way,
okay, so it was after the last pay-per-view. Okay. Because the last pay-per-view is when they turned on Christian, and then the next week Christian got the concerto, and then the next week is when they started being buddies. So it's been a couple weeks.
Damn, it should have been like 4 or 5 weeks. Isn't that like a slow, redemption arc? I think they hot-shotted that one, by the way. I kind of remember Edge and Christian hugging in an AEW ring not too long ago.
Like I said, it's a thing where it's too fast and too slow at the same time. They rushed it,
right?
But this is also something that should have happened a year and a half ago. So it's like they're getting to the good part and then fast forwarding really fast to get there after. But they actually sat through all the crap, It's a weird thing, and I wonder if why are they doing it in Europe? Like, that seems like an easy thing to do in Canada. Why are you doing it in the O2 Arena? Here's the rumor going around, and I want to get your thoughts on this, was that it was because of the Dudleys versus Hardy Boys at Bound for Glory.
And they really thought that this was going to, like, take people away from that?
I don't.
Or they're trying to hit the nostalgia chord,
right?
Is that what's going on?
That's what people thought, because it did happen right after that, right? Like, they had their big Slammiversary thing, and the Dudley Boys challenged the Hardys, and they accepted. And then less than a week later, AEW was already putting things in motion for Christian and Edge to get back together. So,
gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know. I do like how they have the. It's so confusing about the Bullet Club stuff too, because how many different Bullet Clubs do they have in AEW now? They have the Elite, they have the Bang Bang Gang, and now they have the Bullet Club that's actually the Bullet Club in Japan. So there's 3 different Bullet Clubs.
Bullet Club adjacent teams, I guess.
Yeah, and none of them interact with each other. So it's it's just like it doesn't. The people that are in the Bullet Club that like the one that was listed on this chart, the Bullet Club, that has nothing to do with the Elite. It has nothing to do with anyone that you would cite as being part of the Bullet Club. It's all other people.
Right.
I'd say Tala Tonga is more Bullet Club than the people that are being called the Bullet Club in AEW right now. But they, I mean, okay, what else? I cut you. Were we over? Were we finished it?
No. Hell no. We're going to blow through this.
Okay.
Mark Briscoe backstage promo, ad break, Ricochet, Gates of Agony. This is segment 4, by the way. Mm-hmm. MJF backstage angle, and FTR versus Bro Dito. God, there is nobody that I'm looking forward to seeing on that one. That was 547,000 people. So it looks like another, what is that? Holy shit. 23,000 people just rolled. I'm sorry. My math is incorrect. 19,000 people rolled. But most importantly, look at the demo for all of these segments. They're hovering in the in the 0.15s, the 0.17 at the very first quarter. I just happened to take a look at SmackDown's demo just the other day. Do you know what they are, Dis?
What?
0.46.
Really?
And there are so many people raving about how AEW is doing so great in the demo. Meanwhile, Raw and SmackDown are wiping up with like at least 0.4s in their demo.
Well, you have to believe the Netflix numbers to believe that Raw is beating Dynamite.
I can't believe that came out of Dave Meltzer's mouth. Off his fingers, I guess.
The Dynamite. It didn't they just have like a strong week a couple weeks ago where everyone was talking about how Dynamite's back. This is the best show of the year. This is the 3rd worst of the year now.
Yeah.
So
amazing how that happens. Just 2 weeks ago they were 711,000.
Right.
Last week they were 690,000. Now they're at what did I say? 400 or 500 and I'm telling you, it's only going to get worse. And it's always happening close to pay-per-views.
That is weird. So I had a theory, and I'll throw it out there to you. I had a theory that Dynamite doesn't get a ratings bump based on what they do. They get ratings bumps based on what WWE does. So the big Dynamite bump they got last time was right after Brock Lesnar came back. And WWE was having a down press week, a bad news cycle, right? Because everyone online was talking about how terrible Brock Lesnar was and how terrible WWE was for hiring him, and blah, blah, blah. So then AEW's ratings spiked. But then as people stop caring, you notice it just kind of slides back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
They never get momentum based on their own shows. They get momentum based on WWE getting bad press. Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm a little
good press.
I don't know about good press. I am a little surprised that. Well, okay. When did the WrestlePalooza stuff come out? Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I think Tuesday, I believe.
I thought it was yesterday. I thought it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday because we didn't have it before. Okay. We didn't have it before.
Right.
Like the rumor was out Tuesday, but WWE actually announced it yesterday.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't enough. It wasn't fast enough to grab the news cycle for WWE counter programming AEW because they're evil and they blah 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 blah. So they didn't have the chance to get the news cycle then. Maybe that's the move by WWE. If you're going to do anything bad, do it on Wednesday. Although I don't think do you think you hate the name, right?
WrestlePalooza, it sucks. It's a dumb name. And I saw a couple people say, "Great Balls of Fire." I know that's a one-off, and that name will never come back. The fact that they brought WrestlePalooza back, like that, is just so. I can kind of understand why they did it. You know, it's just like, here's one of the shittier names. Here's one of the shittiest pay-per-view names, and we're gonna have it go up against one of the AEW's biggest pay-per-views in All Out. I love it. It's peak pettiness.
I do have a theory that it's because Tony registered September to remember.
Which is even, you know what, on par. It's
Yeah.
probably
it's worse.
just as shitty as a name.
It's worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, probably.
well, it's worse because at least WWE, when they're using WrestlePalooza, can say, well, I mean, Paul Heyman works here, right? He's right here.
Right.
The guy who came up with WrestlePalooza. When you name your residency September to remember, and you don't have Paul Heyman working there, then you're just a mark, right? Like there's and now.
Yep.
And September to remember doesn't sound anywhere near as good as November to remember. Anyway,
No, it sounds like a back to school sale.
yes,
Like it's Walmart September to remember. Book bags all 50%. Notepads and pencils. $10. Yeah. Come on down today before September to remember becomes October to forget. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
So I'm just thinking that WWE saw that and they're like, all right, you're gonna call it September to remember. Well, then we'll beat you with WrestlePalooza. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll beat you with Paul Heyman's
battle
worst
of shit
creation.
names.
Yeah.
Right.
Who do you think hated it? Did you? I saw the story that like there was one person in WWE that was like, no, we can't name it that. It had to have been Bruce Pritchard, right? It had to have been Bruce Pritchard.
I think it was Paul Heyman, because after what happened, remember with this December to Dismember, how they besmirched the ECW name with that goddamn pay-per-view. Paul Heyman never forgets.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no,
It could be.
WrestlePalooza, that was my baby. That
Okay,
was my shitty brown baby.
Alt Jake in the chat. WrestlePalooza or Wrestle Dream?
WrestlePalooza. Still
WrestlePalooza.
worse.
Okay, WrestlePalooza or Wrestle Dynasty?
WrestlePalooza still.
Really? Over Wrestle?
I think Wrestle, but you know what? You're absolutely right. See, when I think of Wrestle Dream and I think of Wrestle Dynasty, I don't think of a billionaire 43-year-old coming up with these names. I think of a nepotistic 13-year-old kid who was in his daddy's 4,000-foot square foot basement, coming up with these names on his little e-fed.
Wrestle Dream was definitely something that I would have come up with when I was playing with my wrestling figures when I was like 11 years old. And I did.
You about to say 20?
When I was 27 years old. No, when I was 11, I remember I remember it was 11 too, because when I turned 12, I was like, I am too old for this now. But I had like a binder that I like wrote all the matches that I had with my wrestling figures down.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I was Tony Khan. I was Tony Khan back in the day.
Right.
So, but yeah, Wrestle Dream is absolutely something I would come up with. Now, the real funny thing about Wrestle Dynasty, though, is that there is also a pay-per-view that's just called Dynasty, right? So there's Wrestle Dynasty and there's Dynasty.
Right.
There's
That's right.
two things.
AEW Dynasty.
There's AEW Dynasty and there's Wrestle Dynasty, because Tony gave Wrestle Dream was dedicated. Remember when that was dedicated to Inoki? Remember that was the whole thing?
Oh, that's right.
So,
And he dropped the picture. He dropped the portrait on the table.
right.
Tony Khan.
Oh, man.
Dopey.
Oh, we're going to miss Tony Khan when he's gone in 2 years. And he's going to be gone in 2 years.
Yeah.
He's going I do. Okay. You know what? I'll pull this.
Yes.
Let's leave this up. We'll leave this up. You can keep looking at that. You don't
Just
need-
for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Screenshot it and share it with your friends.
So, we'll go into this a little bit. I saw an interesting theory about this, about the whole WWE ESPN deal, where ESPN has now, they haven't removed AEW from the website, but now if you go to the main page, it doesn't really have any, you get a 404 error or whatever.
Right.
If you go to the main AEW section on ESPN.com, which is, that's of course what you're going to do when you sign a deal with WWE. And now ESPN's big sports reporter is reporting on WWE stuff, right?
Right.
All of the NFL teams are promoting the WWE belts. NFL has a deal
Absolutely.
with ESPN. How much of this do you think is like the NFL and ESPN and WWE coming together to just get rid of Tony Khan? They're just tired of him.
To shut down his credibility?
Just to
absolutely.
Just to be like,
Absolutely.
it's because he really does kind of mess everything up for everybody, right? Like the NFL owners have hated him for a long time. And ESPN obviously didn't like him after the Harvey Weinstein incident at the draft last year. And now WWE is under the ESPN umbrella, so to speak, in a way, or they're holding hands at least. Mm-hmm. And the NFL is in there, and they're all buddies. And Tony Khan's just like sitting on every other team in the NFL is promoting the WWE except the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Which is terrible business. That's terrible business. I understand why they don't do it, but it's a terrible business move because you are in line with the NFL. You have to cater to their advertisers, to their marketing teams and all that. And Tony Khan, let's face it, he's not the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's Shad Khan. He's actually the one getting lambasted, but Tony Khan catches a lot of strays from some of these reporters, but they also know the import of Tony Khan's position on the Jaguars. Like, he's supposed to be a prognosticator of who the next new hot prospect is on the football field, and he hasn't done that in 10 years. And I'm surprised WWE. If WWE was petty, they shouldn't make the Jaguars a championship belt. That would be awesome. We're just not going to do it. We know you're never going to win anything.
LK said that that he thinks the NFL wants Shad out because it was Passions, by the way, Erica M. It was Passions. I just want to. I've been kind of reading the chat off and on. And anyway, did you ever watch Passions in the '90s? Awful when you were.
Yeah, I did all the goddamn time. Right before I went out to play.
When I was homesick,
I had
sometimes
to make sure that Passions were.
It came on after Price is Right. So when I was homesick, sometimes I would end up watching Passions because they had like witches and a little person in it and stuff like that. Anyway,
you were my aunt.
But the idea that the NFL would like Shad gone too because it's not like Jacksonville is, is doing very well for themselves. They're not really filling up stadiums or anything like that. So I'm sure they aren't very happy with Shad and Tony either. Now, I still do have the theory that everyone on Earth wants to work with Shad Khan just because he has money. So, that's
mark him out, huh?
That's all
out of money.
That's why I've always thought the WBD hung in there, was because it was like, well, let's make the kid happy in case we can get some of that Shad money, and I'm pretty sure that he is what got. You remember how Tony had a meeting with what's his name from Dallas? What's his name? George. The owner. Jerry Jones. Is that the owner of the Cowboys?
Yes.
Jerry Jones. He got him a meeting with Jerry Jones about running that stadium, which never happened. But that was
never will happen.
No,
it was Jerry Jones, for God's sakes. He's not wresting control of anything.
But so Shad did get him that meeting, and I think pretty much any patience that anyone has with Tony Khan is because of his dad. But at this point, I think it's when you look at what Jacksonville's done recently, and when you look at their attendance, what do you do? I can understand why the NFL, especially when there's things like the WWE deal that could make them a lot of money that Jacksonville just won't support. It's all petty too.
Right.
Like, do you think WWE wouldn't do business with Jacksonville? Like, do you think if Jacksonville came to them and said, make us a belt? I'm sure they would, right? They like money.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason they wouldn't do it. I think a lot of this stuff is all in Tony's head. Like, I kind of agree. Marv said it this week that if Marv said it on the show on Tuesday, if Tony hadn't come out and done all that crap when AEW started, AEW could be doing what TNA and AAA are doing right now, working with WWE, being in that ecosystem and feeling the love, so to speak. But instead, what they're doing is they're taking up a streaming service that WWE would absolutely love to be on, and they need to be destroyed. And that's all I think AEW is, by the way. I think AEW to WWE is nothing more than a roadblock to getting on every streaming service in the United States.
Could be true.
Because I can't imagine that they're worried about them wrestling. I love the people that are like, oh, WWE, they, I thought AEW wasn't competition. Now you're going up against them all the time, and it's like, yeah, if they were competition, they wouldn't go up against them, right? That's why you don't you don't counter program people that you consider your competition. You counter program people that you either don't care about or that you are smaller than and you want to defeat. If you think that they're going to take viewers away from you, go ahead.
They see what's happening with AEW. They believe that people believe. Let me be even more blunt. Retarded people believe that AEW is on the upswing, and that things are going to, slowly progress for the betterment of all elite wrestling. And the problem is that's just not going to be the case. We've talked about it so many times before. The WWE is slowly, well, not so much anymore, but they are circling the wagons around AEW. And with the next year and a half coming up, and with all these deals that WWE is making, yeah, they don't consider AEW competition. And in fact, they're probably using AEW as an example of what not to put on your programs or your networks when it comes to professional wrestling. Right here is the real deal as far as WWE is concerned. That's what they're thinking. And they know Tony is so feckless, he doesn't know how to work himself out of this debacle that he's put himself in. And the biggest thing about WWE and AEW is that WWE has a face. That face is interchangeable. It could be one week, it could be Uso. Next week, it could be Cody Rhodes. Most of the times, it could be Roman Reigns. With AEW, there is no face except Tony Khan's face. He's the only imp out there. He's the only impresario out there that's banging the drum for AEW. No one else is doing what he's doing. And because his face is on the forefront of almost every advertisement, or his aura, his spirit, resides in every tweet, every marketing kit. And this is why you, don't like the program. Because his visage, his aura, his spirit permeates that show week to week. It's a person who is skittish. He has skittish writing. He has skittish booking. There are no production meetings. I don't believe that shit. If there was a production meeting, it happened one time, and that's when the heat was on for Tony Khan. Like, hey, they don't do production meetings. Well, how about this? Let's do a production meeting. They probably did it once or twice. But as you can see, based on the ratings here, it's going down week after week, quarter after quarter, segment after segment.
Yeah. I
think everybody laughs at like 2027.
I think, but 2027, I told you last week, it's becoming a real possibility. Like a legitimate possibility, because that's when their TV contract's up. They have the option to go to 28. But if with the deal that's going on with Max right now, and the separation between WBD and Max, or I'm sorry, with Discovery and WB, and the Max no longer being associated with Turner Channels. On top of that, you have Paramount, who is just licking their lips, wanting to get in there and buy WB. So with all that going on, this feels a whole lot like 2001 WCW Warner situation, where WCW, people, I love, I know that the fairy tale is that WWE beat WCW, but WWE did not end WCW. A man in a suit ended WCW. A boardroom ended WCW. It was a bunch of guys. A committee. It was a bunch of guys who said, you know what? Your show's canceled. Because once the show was canceled, WCW had no value anymore. And that's what's going to... now, Tony, on the other hand, Tony will... I believe he'll try to find a way to make it happen. He'll buy a stream. The smart thing, honestly, would be, instead of trying to put AEW pay-per-views on Max right now, because that's still not happening, and in the call today, Tony was talking about that, where he's like, "Oh, it'll happen someday. We're waiting for them to get their shit together, and we'll have it." No, it's not happening anytime soon. What I would do is put those on your Honor Club, because at least then you have your own outlet that you're building as a fallback. You're not completely relying on a company like Warner Brothers, who is very unstable.
But I think they're afraid to do that. I think they're afraid to showcase these programs on their .coms or their social medias or anything like that, because they would get a swift smack in the face after they saw how little people care about the product.
Well, I heard all last week about how
they would have metrics and data.
I saw 1,000 posts last week about how Ring of Honor beats TNA every week on the Ring of Honor app, on what's it called? I just said it a minute ago. I can't remember anymore. Honor Club. Yeah, they're saying that Ring of Honor beats them every week. Every week they get 250,000 views or something like, which is completely ridiculous. You have no way.
That's horse shit.
And I respect TNA, by the way, because they have their TNA Plus thing, and they give numbers for that, and they aren't great. Mm-hmm. The numbers are like 20.
What are like 34th?
It's like 21, like 21,000. But that's not the only way you can get a TNA pay-per-view. And they are open about that number. They say, yeah, we have 21,000 people that pay us $9.99 every month to watch our pay-per-views, which isn't, for a company the size of TNA, it's fine. I mean, they're looking at a $10 million deal or something like that. but when AEW just, everything is trust me, bro. The Max numbers are trust me, bro. The Ring of Honor numbers are trust me, bro. It's like, you can't, it doesn't come across as, what's the word I'm looking for? Real?
Genuine?
Genuine, that's it. Yeah.
Authentic, real?
Yeah. Everything seems fake, and it gives me no reason to want to give them any leeway when it comes to anything else. Right? Like, I don't want to be like, well, maybe the show will get better. I don't feel that way, because everybody's always telling me AEW is the best wrestling. AEW, that's what real wrestling fans watch. AEW, if you like WWE, you're, arctard or whatever, and you can't. It's like, no, WWE does booking 101, and it works. Because it's booking 101. There's a reason that it works. It's not too complicated. It's not cute. It's just what you do. And they're able to do it to the extent where, like, now Triple Mania. Did you watch Triple Mania?
I did.
So it
was an awesome show.
It was a great show. It wasn't a great... If it was a WWE show, I wouldn't say it was a great show. Right? But as a...
They had a lot of clownish things in there, but again, see... I'm from the school where Conan has elaborated. He's saying like, listen, dude, Mexico's a third world country. They want escapism. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They don't really want to be too tied down in the reality of anybody's situation. Mexican lucha libre is something that is an escape for them. So they're going to have a lot of silly shit in there. It was great when they brought out the midget. You know what I mean? Like when you see that juxtaposed with bringing out Omas, like it was absolutely perfect. WWE, maybe once every, I don't know, 2 years, they need to bring out a couple midgets.
I wouldn't mind it.
Seriously.
I wouldn't mind
And
it.
have a couple midgets. Yeah. Who would mind it? Except for the pink haired bastards out there that would be like, no, that's offensive. Bring on the midgets, just like Freddie Blassie said.
But I don't mind them doing that stuff in AAA. It seems to me that WWE and WWE talent, when they go to AAA, are bending to fit Lucha Libre. They're changing what they do
Right.
slightly to fit the Lucha Libre style. And
Mhm.
when you see AEW send their guys to CMLL, they're not bending their style to go to AAA. They are just taking the to CMLL. They're just taking their American style to CMLL. So it doesn't make sense to me when you hear people say that like WWE is going to Americanize Lucha Libre or WWE is going to ruin AAA. AAA has always been goofy. I don't know if anyone's like, has anybody watched AAA? Because I remember watching AAA a long time ago, back during the Attitude Era, and thinking, man, this shit is goofy. It's always been goofy. So, you know, what can WWE do to Americanize it other than do stuff like MJF is doing, where he's gotten very dark and he's doing a MAGA gimmick and he is ripping off Luchador's mask. Like, to me, that seems way more disrespectful to Luchadors than El Grande Americano, where Grande Americana is basically, you know, is it even a parody of Lucha? It just seems like a Lucha gimmick. It just, to me, it seems like that could have been made in AAA. WWE didn't have to make that gimmick. That gimmick is a gimmick that could have come from AAA. They would have absolutely done a American, or now I guess Austrian or German or whatever, wrestler who is pretending to be Mexican, but, you know, like, but representing America. They would have absolutely done something like that. So that gimmick itself,
Give it time.
yeah, that gimmick itself is a Lucha Libre gimmick. It's not a parody of a Lucha Libre gimmick. And what do you think about Taurus, though? A lot of people don't understand that.
When I first, Taurus, who looks very similar to the Beast Mortos, was on Triple Mania.
Getting more TV time.
Yeah, far more TV time and bigger pops, by the way. But that's what I wanted to mention about AAA is like the crowd was so goddamn hot. It was, see, that's the thing. The beauty about professional wrestling, if you've watched it over a long period of time, is that the crowd is the deciding factor on whether something is good or not, at least visually. Like if you watch AAA on mute or Triple Mania on mute, you know, it's not quite as cool. But when you watch Triple Mania with the sound up and Dominic Mysterio comes out, for example, the crowd brings the energy to the show. Unlike what happens at AEW where they just sit on their hands and fucking don't say anything until somebody happens to use a cuss word or slices their throat or lights somebody on fire. That's when they start to get active.
Well, it's either that.
Other than that,
the AEW fans can get loud, but when they get loud, they're loud for everything. Right? It's not even so much.
There's not enough beer in the stadium.
Right? It's not even so much a matter of like, we liked this guy, we're going to cheer for this guy. It is, we're just going to cheer for every single. It's like an indie show. You know how you go to an indie show sometimes and they just cheer for every single thing that happens because they're just happy to be there, kind of thing. It seems
right, but
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was gonna say, like, at an indie show, you hear everything though.
Yeah.
Like in the dull spots, there might be somebody out there going, "Fuck you, Separatico," whatever. You know what I mean? But it's just like with AEW, you hear a lot of that, a lot of pin dropping in AEW.
Well,
I haven't watched too much CMLL, and I haven't watched too much AAA. But after watching Triple Mania and the life that the crowd gave, reminded me of Backlash of 2022, or was it 2023, which I still believe is probably one of the top
Puerto
five
Rico?
greatest pay-per-views. Yeah, Puerto
Yep.
Rico. One of the top five best PLE / pay-per-views I've probably seen in the last 15 years.
So much better than France. Everyone talks
Yeah.
about
Oh,
France
yeah.
all the time, but man, that Puerto Rico, I'm with you. That Puerto Rico crowd, because they were into the product. You know, they booed people, they cheered for people, and that's what I was getting to with AEW, is that they aren't cheering because they love the character. They're cheering moves. Right? They're cheering like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a good move. 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 And that's what they're cheering for.
Yeah.
At Backlash, they were cheering their favorites. They were booing people they didn't like. It was a wrestling crowd, and they did that in AAA too, where that was a wrestling crowd. It gets seriously annoying. And by the way, man, that Philly crowd was awful. What happened?
Let me tell you something, Philadelphia. I live about an hour and a half away from you guys, but I visit there frequently. You guys were fucking terrible at the Met, the NXT. You guys were terrible at damn, what do they call that stadium anymore? Well, you guys were terrible on Raw as well. I don't know what's up with you. I mean, even Paul Heyman couldn't get too much out of him. I think the biggest pop they got, or the biggest pop that they gave, was to Naomi on her pregnancy.
Right.
But,
I mean,
jeez. Ugh.
I mean, they cheered for the hardcore stuff at the end, which is weird because for years and
No,
years,
they didn't. I listened very carefully to the Jey Uso entrance, and it was not as loud.
well,
as
Jey
a lot of
Uso's
people
pop's
thought.
never as loud when he doesn't come through the crowd. When he comes through the
Oh,
crowd,
okay.
he gets the big ones. But I think when he doesn't come through the crowd's kind of like, aw, you know, they wanted to do the eat party with him in the crowd. But they
Can't do that with a shopping cart and kendo sticks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They cheered the hardcore stuff. I didn't mean the actual like entrances. I meant like when they started using the kendo sticks and the chairs and all that kind of stuff. They liked that. Fun match, by the way. I was actually kind of surprised. I didn't think Jay had it in him to go to do all that. But it was a fun little match. But yeah, the Philly crowd's really, a lot of American crowds are starting to be disappointing. It's almost like they're kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say giving up, but like I think that people are so hyped about the other crowds that the American crowds are kind of like, well, fine then. If you don't like us, then we're not going to do anything, you know. Although, okay, St. Louis when I went was very good. It's just the cities that are supposed to be known for having crazy crowds haven't delivered recently. New York didn't deliver last time they were there. Philly didn't deliver. Chicago doesn't really deliver anymore. You know, it's weird. Maybe
But are they? But is Triple H giving them what they want? I saw a snippet of Natalya on Raw. Now, for the last few months, I've been seeing this girl named Natty, dressed in all black, kicking ass on these what's that promotion?
GCW.
Well, she's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, GCW and all the other places. She's doing great, getting big cheers. They bring her out on Raw, and she's 2015 Natalya again. And it's just like, what are you doing? Why
that's
don't you
what-
lean into that role? And
Okay.
ahead.
I listened to I listened to Natalia talk about this
Please enlighten me.
earlier today on Busted Open. And according to her big thing is that she envisioned Natalia as being the WWE character because there's more range with Natalia, and she can bring Natty out whenever she wants in WWE. So when it
What did Bray Wyatt do with the Fiend?
Yeah.
This sounds
Right.
extreme. Yeah, it does. This shit doesn't work. Don't try to play the bipolar route. Come out like imagine if if Kurt Angle had been the wrestling machine, but also the goofball at the same damn time.
Yeah.
Now that happened maybe for about a couple weeks, but Vince wanted him to become a total wrestling machine because you want to know why? That's what Vince wanted. People want to see Natty. Okay, we've seen Natalia for 15 goddamn years right now.
I think it's coming though. I think they're building to it, is what I was getting to.
I know.
Yeah.
I hate that. Oh, it's coming.
Oh, dude, you got,
shout
but
out
you
Julian Weeks.
you say
Yeah, I mean, it's coming. Be patient.
you hate it, but it's true, man. I mean, if they would just give it away on a random Raw in Philadelphia on Monday, like for that crowd, you're gonna give it to that crowd. You're gonna do it.
Jey Uso
you know.
turned into Jey Uso turned into the New Jack that night.
Yeah,
for
because
one night. Okay, we had never seen Jey Uso bring down a shopping cart, but for tonight he's gonna do it. Now you tell me how that's any different than what they could have did with Natty.
And by the way,
I'll hang up and listen to you.
okay, you know what? Let's talk about this. You know what? In the chat, they want to talk about it, so let's talk about it because I think we're going to argue about this a little bit. Alt Jake asked if they priced out the hardcore fans, and if that's the reason that the American crowds aren't hot anymore.
Yes.
No, dude, I'm sorry, man. You can't say that they are pricing out fans if they are still selling out shows. You can't. You can't do it. It's impossible. Why would, if you are a business and you are still selling tickets to your show?
You forgot the operative word there,
What?
and that is hardcore.
Well, fine.
Okay.
Guess
If you're-
then guess what?
if you're-
Fuck the hardcore fans. Then fuck them. Because if they can go watch AEW and talk about how great that is. But WWE, if they are selling those tickets, how bad of a businessman do you have to be to go, you know what? Let's lower ticket prices. I know we're selling out shows. I know that we're doing extremely well. We're doing better than we ever have. You know what we need right now? Cheaper tickets. We need to make less money. We're making too much, guys. Like, I'm sorry. If you don't like it, stop going to the shows. Stop buying the tickets.
They can't go to the shows. That's the whole problem. Excuse my
Can't go to the show.
eating on the air,
You turned 70
Yeah.
years old.
but you can't. Yeah.
His teeth fell out.
No, my teeth did not fall out. But yeah. Listen, you cannot have. You can't price out your casuals, man. We had a discussion in the chat about what was the price range for them WrestleMania tickets?
The package, which includes both nights and includes travel and includes lodging in Vegas, like good lodging in Vegas,
Listen
and
to
includes
this price, everybody.
includes
Listen to this price. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, it
Don't
includes.
tell them the price. We want the chat to guess the price.
No, they know what it is. Everyone saw this. We have 30 something people in the chat. You think they don't know this? They for all that stuff and meet and greets, it's $70,000 for front row. Now, do you think? Here's the thing. It's also almost a year out. This is when you make the tickets that price because you want to see if people are actually going to buy it. See if people are going to do it. Right? And they can always lower ticket prices when they get closer to the show. They can always make them cheaper. But why would you start now making them cheaper? What's the point? If you're honestly awful, if you're a business, why are you going to turn down money?
You're talking to the wrong one, my friend.
You're not going to. Awful. You would run in front of a stadium of 30,000 people sitting on their hands if they paid you enough to do it. No one cares. I know that it's frustrating. I know it is. Trust me, because I felt it. When I went to Backlash, I sat up in those nosebleed seats and I paid $125 to sit there. And boy, did that hurt. But you know what? If it wasn't important, I wouldn't have done it. If it wasn't worth it, I wouldn't have gone. You know? I didn't have to do that, right? But it was important to Max. I wanted to go, or he wanted to go. So I made it work. And that's just that's it. If you can't afford it or you don't like it, then don't go. And then if enough people don't go, then guess what? They'll lower the ticket prices. Is it? And people can say like Mike Glass. This is why heels and baby faces are both cheered. The hardcore fans aren't there. Fine. Who cares? Then WWE should be catering to the people who are cheering heels and baby faces because that's who's paying the money. I'm sorry. I know that people like us might get frustrated about it. We might not like it, but you can't say that it doesn't make sense, and you can't get mad at them for it. You can't.
Go corporatism.
Dude, it's capitalism, man. And if you and that's just the way it is. It's what you got and all the hard they're not losing viewers, they're not losing fans, they're not losing they have shown there's been nothing to show them that they are doing the wrong thing. And until people start not buying tickets, not going to shows, not buying the streaming services, do more than complain on the internet. Until people start doing that, this is not going to stop. And by the way,
it's because it's in Las Vegas.
Exactly. They got high rollers, They'll be, and then on top of that, dude, ticket prices were always ticket prices are. I know everyone has that kind of like nostalgia that you went and you camped out in front of the arena and you were able to get great seats for a certain price or what,
$23.
Yeah, $23 up front row. You did because you stayed out overnight and got lucky. But you know what? The person 3 people behind you in line, they didn't get that. They had to buy really bad seats because by the time they got to the front, 9,000 scalpers bought all the other tickets. And then anyone who actually wanted to get seats had to pay $400 or $500 or $600 to scalpers to get these tickets. And that is the way it was. If you didn't buy tickets day of, you had to either buy from a scalper or wait until 10 minutes before the show. Those were your choices. If you didn't camp out, you were not getting good tickets unless you spent $500, $600, $700 on seats to Raw, or I'm not talking about pay-per-views. And this way, at least WWE's getting that money, right? Because before, how stupid of them was it to get $20 or get $40 and then have the scalper make $400 off the back of it.
Unbelievable.
That's the way it was, right?
Yeah, it was. God, damn. I mean, a little lesson. I just spent all my money. I just foreclosed on my house. I got front row seats to WrestleMania. I let Jey Uso yeet all over me.
There are there's 40 people. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of people, and there's 40 people in the world who will pay it, and that's all they need. They need 40 people to pay that money, and they'll do it. And then the people who can't afford it,
in the chat that it would be awesome if the first 8 rows were empty as a protest.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania, like 8 rows just gone.
But the thing, you see all these things online where it's like they have boomits where it's like, oh, we're not going to show up, we're not going to buy tickets. There's always somebody who will. The people who are buying those tickets don't care about anything that you say. They don't even look at their, because look how much money. And not only that, but come on. Do you think Green Shirt Guy is paying those ticket prices? A lot of these tickets just go to people that are associated with WWE in one way or another, too.
Yeah. That's true.
So, they're just...
buried my grandma last week. She left me $30,000. I'm going to spend that on WrestleMania.
Yes. The dream of that is gone. And it is upsetting because, I did have that kind of like ideal thought in my head before I took Max to his first show where it's like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to these shows and I might get good seats, I might get bad seats, but you know what I did? I'd always go out back after the show and hang out until the wrestlers came out. And then you'd get all the autographs and you'd meet them all or you'd watch them drive by and you'd actually get that interaction. Those days are gone. That's not happening.
They're in squares with them.
Yeah, if you want to. Although I will say, when I took Max to the house show, Cody Rhodes did come out during intermission and just stood by the ring, and anybody who ran up to him could get an autograph or shake his hand or do whatever. So there's a little bit of that, but for the most part, if you want to guarantee that you're going to get an autograph from Cody Rhodes, you're not hanging out back in the back of the arena. You're paying $150 for a meet and greet now, and
Right.
when I had we went to even TNA, dude. I went to TNA. It cost $60 to meet Joe Hendry. $60 to meet Joe Hendry in TNA. But that's and you know what? I said no one's gonna pay that. Before the show was over, there was a line that went through the arena where the show was taking place of people lined up to pay $60 to meet Joe Hendry. So people just...
I guess people will pay what the market will bear.
Exactly. People do it.
I just saw that number, and I was just like, damn. Joe Sixpack and Sally Soccer Mom are out in the cold forever now. This is not going to stop. This is foreverville.
It'll
So you're gonna see celebrities in like the first few rows, and corporate billionaires in the first few rows, and they just won't be and green shirt guy. They just won't be your average wrestling fan.
And that guy. Yeah. So multi-millionaires, rappers, moguls. That guy who wears the Macho Man suit every time he comes to the show. Asian Macho Man will always be there. P. Diddy would be there if he wasn't in jail. And then you have referee shirt guy who shows up. How do these guys? Yeah, I don't understand how like I said, Asian Macho Man or referee shirt guy or green shirt guy or the wrestling is fun.
Dude, this is the people. These are the people who I'm lampooning when I'm like talking about I need ATVs and all ATVs got to have wrestling on. Like, it's just over the top with the fandom. Like 30,000. Think about this, folks. 30,000 or a WWE show. Listen, if I was a billionaire or even a millionaire, I'm not paying that price. I'm so sorry to tell you. Like I'll hang out with the normal folk, the people who you can actually talk to. You know what I mean, in the nosebleed sections, and have some fun with. But $30,000.
You want to know?
Sit there and listen into the ref go, wrap it up, go home.
Here's the secret. This really is the secret. No one is paying that. Okay. What you do? Here's the grift. Here's what you do.
MJ will pay it.
You put up $70,000 for a front row seat, right? To see if MJ will pay it. Right? But most of the time, you're going to give those seats away to family or to somebody you need to use in an angle or to a rapper that you want to show on TV or to green shirt guy or someone like that. Those seats are just going to be given away later. Or if they're not given away, they're going to be lowered down and sold for a more reasonable price. But sure, throw it up for $70,000. See if someone will do it. It's like it's like the people that put stuff on eBay, and they're like, buy it now price $80,000. And it's like, well, I really liked pro wrestling for the NES, but I don't know if I want to pay $80,000 for pro wrestling to the NES. But you do it in case there's somebody that stupid. That's why you do it. And it's a terrible thing, but
I told my son I can't take you to college this year. I know you had a scholarship and everything, but I blew it all on WrestleMania tickets.
What's actually becoming what's actually becoming a good deal if you can find enough people is to get a booth. That's actually becoming a reasonable deal now. Mm-hmm. Because if you can find enough people to fill it up, then those tickets actually end up kind of being cheaper than what you'd get elsewhere in the arena a lot of times, That's what I have a buddy who when WrestleMania is in Indianapolis, he's going to try to get a whole bunch of people from work to go up there, and if he does, then I get to go to WrestleMania for like $150. So, and sit in a booth. So that'll be real nice.
That'll be cool, yeah.
We'll see, but yeah, because he's
my way out there.
Because he's doing the thing where he can get a booth because he's going to get like 40 people to go, and then when you split it up, it's not that bad. So yeah, but I do recommend if you are, wanting wrestling, and there's a lot of really good. Like I know that we kind of shit on the indies a lot, but they're not all terrible. I have a indie out by us, and they're fine. I mean, it's not what you think of. The indies have such a bad rap now because of places like EC or like GCW and AEW, where it's all like flippies and jumps and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of smaller indie companies, local ones, that understand where wrestling is going as a product and that it is becoming more family oriented. So they're putting on nice, fun, family, good old fashioned 80s wrestling shows. You get to see the big fat guy fight the real skinny guy. You get to see the big muscular champion. You get to see the pretty boy, and he doesn't want you. He gets mad if anyone touches him. That kind of stuff. Like it's fun. It's fun, and it's good for kids. And if you have kids, go out, spin. I got a front row last year. I took Max to a indie show. We sat front row for $25, and it was fun. It was a good time. The place was
there you
packed.
Have it.
Yeah, just.
Could you imagine if WrestleMania had sold tickets, front row seats for $25?
What's the closest you've ever been at a WWE show? WWF show?
Floor level. Probably one of the seats towards like the first tier of risers.
Okay.
That's about as close as I've gotten. Now, of course, when some shit goes down, you're allowed to, race up to the front and
right.
Try to,
when I was
grab some boobies or something.
When I was real little, my dad was a police officer, and the St. Louis Arena would let police officers do security on, like, if they were off duty, and basically they would like open the back door and let us run in. And so I sat front row for a couple house shows back in the day. Those were fun. And then WrestleMania 22, was that the one with in Chicago with the main event was the three-way, or no, the main event was, what was, I don't even remember what the main event was that night. It was the one with,
oh my god, I wanted to...
Mickey James and Trish, that whole thing. And then they had John Cena came out and CM Punk was with him.
I think that was the Hollywood one, wasn't it?
No. It was the one in Chicago. It was big time. Anyway, I was at that one, and I had 12th row seats. You know how I got 12th row seats to WrestleMania? You know how much they cost me?
How much?
$35.
See that? See that?
Do you know why though? It's because my seats got covered up by the stage.
This guy just caped for $30,000 tickets. It was just like, see, I mean, it's whatever the market will pay.
Yeah, Cena Triple H.
Guess how much, dude, I got these tickets for? Peanuts.
Cena,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This
Cena Triple H was the main event. No, so we bought really, really cheap seats, just like upper deck seats, because I'd never been to a WrestleMania before. Worst seats, obstructed view, couldn't get worse seats in the house, right? $35. We got there, and they go, yeah, the stage was bigger than we thought, so we had to move about 12 people from that section down to the floor. And I was one of the people that they moved down to the floor. People around me were so pissed, dude, when we got down there.
Yeah. Probably wanted to stab you up.
And not only that, we got aisle seats. We got like where they came out. We were right there because that's where they had to add the seats, So the people next to us, they go, "How much did you pay for?" Because they thought they were supposed to be on the entrance ramp. They go, "How much did you pay for those seats?" And we're like, $35. And they're like, "We paid $350 to sit here."
Jesus.
So
you and Cumia asked, what did you do to get those tickets?
Nothing. We were just like,
I say a quick rub and tub in the locker room somewhere.
No, it was just they blocked off our seats, so they had to move us somewhere. We were polite enough though, because he had a kid, so me and my buddy switched and let them take the aisle because we didn't care about being on the aisle, So we did let them move over and take the aisle seats. But yeah, 35 seats for floor seats, $35 for floor seats at WrestleMania. And you can see me on camera during the Mick Foley Edge hardcore match. When that that scene where they go through the flaming table on the outside of the ring, I'm in that shot. You can actually see me in the background of that shot. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You have to send me that and circle it.
If I can find it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the closest I've ever been on a WrestleMania. Have you ever been to WrestleMania?
I have never been to a WrestleMania.
What's the biggest show you've been to?
SummerSlam.
Which one?
Yes. Let me see. The one that took place in Philly. 1990. I'm so sorry. Yeah, SummerSlam 1990. When Texas Tornado, the most glaring moment for me was when Texas Tornado beat Mr. Perfect.
Oh, dude!
Intercontinental match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I might trade my WrestleMania.
I hated the main event. I think the main event was Hogan versus Earthquake.
Was that the last match though? I thought that was Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude in the cage.
In the steel cage.
Yeah, in the cage.
Yes.
So
wow, man.
Isn't it weird how you can go back like those first like that first decade? I can remember every pay-per-view, who main evented, all that stuff, and then you get up to the Attitude Era, and I have no idea what any of those were.
No fucking clue.
Nothing.
Don't tell me about anything from 2010 on upward.
Yeah, no way.
I didn't know shit.
No way.
Like that, I was lapsing by that time.
I went to a WrestleMania in the past decade, and I can't tell you which one it was. it was the one in Dallas with I know it was Brock versus Dean Ambrose and Undertaker versus
That's 25.
Yeah, no, 30 something, and it was Brock and Dean Ambrose and Undertaker versus Shane McMahon. I was there for that year. Triple H and Roman were in the main event. But yeah, so I've been to 2 WrestleManias. I've been to a Royal Rumble, a couple Royal Rumbles. I've been to a lot of different shows, but I gotta say, I think the biggest show, or at least the most important show I've ever been to, was probably Survivor Series '97, the Deadly Game, where The Rock turned. Kind of. Is Awful dead?
Oh, no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Sitting here listening to
Yeah, with the one where Foley was supposed to be the corporate, the whole thing, and then The Rock ended up winning the title at the end. I think that was probably the biggest one I've been to. But I used to go to shows dude, I was such a nerd. You have to realize that too. Did you have?
We found out.
did you have like wrestling buddies though, like friends that watched wrestling?
I had 2 wrestling buddies.
Okay.
And it was just like, I remember one telling me about a guy named Dave Meltzer.
Really?
And yeah.
Aw.
Long time ago. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Then I discovered Mr. Meltzer a few years afterward. But yeah, we would actually go to a lot of the to a lot of the house shows, and that's why I'm getting my wires crossed, because it's just like, damn, was that a house show or what? But yeah, a lot of house shows at the Civic Center when NWA was around.
But you got to go to ECW shows too, right?
Oh yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm so jealous of that, dude. I got to go to.
It sounds like I've gone to a lot. I went to 3 of them, but they were all great. And if you ask me anything that happened, the biggest memory I have is when New Jack came off the top of the stage and onto onto Devon Dudley from a table, and I got Devon Dudley's blood on me.
Nice.
And I wasn't a mark that night. You see how this just responded?
I said nice.
He was like, nice.
Yeah. Oh, by the
I was completely disgusted by that whole thing.
You and Kiyomiya and Tyler. Yes, thank you. It was 98. I misspoke. It said 97. I went to 2 ECW shows, but they were both like tail end ECW shows. One of them was a ECW on TNN taping. I got to see Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes and all that era.
Steve Corino.
Yeah, Steve Corino. Just Incredible when he was like champion. That whole thing. And then I was at
That was a terrible time in AEW or ECW history.
And then I was actually at the second to last ECW show ever. It was in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And it was not, like, it was very uneventful. Barely, like, half the wrestlers didn't show up. I think Jack Victory main evented the show.
Jesus.
But that was also the night that I got a beer can. Sandman dumped beer on me when I was underage. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I got part of a table. Because that's what did they do? They used to do that where they used to, like, after the show they'd like break the table and give it to people. So I did get a little bit of a table too. But yeah, I'm very jealous that you got to go to ECW in Philadelphia in its prime. You know,
it was very fun. And unlike what a lot of people think, the crowd was immensely friendly for a Philadelphia crowd. Like it was almost like I'm gonna say it. It was almost like a nerds convention, like a weekly nerds convention in Philadelphia. Like you saw a lot of nerdy people, and then towards when it was like really picking up, you had a lot of people who were casuals show up. You had some people bringing their fucking kids for some of these shows, but yeah, the bigger they got, it was like the more casual the fans got. But the hardcore fans made sure to hip up the casual fans who were there. A good time, man. Like I don't remember there was like the 3 times that I did go there, no problems with any sort of like nonsense going on. Like there's a brawl in the audience or the crowd or anything like that. They were all there to have a good time, and because it was just such an intimate venue, everything was small. But like on TV, I mean, Paul Heyman was a master at like production, because that gymnasium, that bingo hall was fucking tiny, but it looked adequate on television. It was the most amazing thing.
Yeah, I think the closest I got to that feel was going to the TNA weekly pay-per-views in Nashville when they first started. Got to go to a bunch of those, and that was a really cool thing because they were so accessible. Like the wrestlers would just hang out. Like they'd come out after the show, and it wouldn't just be like they'd wave to you as you walk by. They'd like seek people out and talk to them. And if you were in the
because they were trying to bum a cigarette.
Yeah, no,
getting a lighter. You know what I mean?
I smoked
shit like that.
I smoked pot with Conan. You know, like I had Jerry Lynn talk to me about death metal. Jeremy Borash is awesome. He's hilarious. Vince Russo was a dick to me, and so was Disco Inferno. That was the weirdest thing, was that Vince Russo and Disco Inferno were like the only 2 guys who thought they were too good for that. Whenever they walked out, they'd walk out, they'd go straight for their car. You know, and they wouldn't. To be fair, okay, I guess I don't know if I got the experience that everyone got when they went there, because I did go there with guys who were trying out at the time, so I might have gotten a little extra, you know, stuff because I was like, they knew I was with them. But I mean, it was still a great experience. I went to a bunch of Ring of Honor shows. Did you ever go to any Ring of Honor shows?
Hell no.
No. Were you not a Ring of Honor fan ever?
Not at all. Never. Like, it was just. Sorry, I'm eating carrots.
No, you're fine.
I love carrots.
You're fine, Bugs. I went to.
I hated Ring of Honor. I thought it was like. See, I can't. You know what? I have no comment on Ring of Honor. What I saw, I really didn't like, because it was like, if you were an ECW fan, you knew exactly what was happening with Ring of Honor.
Yes.
And it was just like, nah. Don't try to polish it up. Don't try to make this some sort of like technical catch can type of programming. People want to see fucking blood. They want to see reality, and it just wasn't happening with Ring of Honor.
I get that, because I do understand, because I wasn't in Philly, right? I'm watching it from St. Louis.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't really, I mean, I understood that Ring of Honor was filling a gap in the market, but I didn't really see them as the ECW predecessor. Now, you being in the area, having Ring of Honor run all the old buildings that ECW did, and having to sit through that, I can understand where. I mean, it was them and what 3PW were the other ones doing it, I think, or
yeah.
That was Blue Meanie's group, right? 3PW.
There was Jersey Pro Wrestling at the time. CZW. It was just a lot of just bad copycats.
XPW was
I thought
worst.
Ring of Honor was one of them. Ring of Honor caught on.
Yeah, and I didn't really get into Ring of Honor until TNA, honestly, until I started seeing Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and those guys. And and from that, I got into Ring of Honor. And then I kind of got away from Ring of Honor when the Feinstein thing happened. Because all those guys left, and I was more, I was kind of a TNA guy, I wasn't really a Ring of Honor guy. I was just watching them because they were there. But then I slowly kind of got back into it, and by the time and then they eventually started coming around St. Louis, so we didn't get a lot of wrestling back then. Like, do you realize that WCW didn't go to St. Louis for like 10 years?
Damn.
Yeah, they started going in when like Russo took over. Is when they started going back, but they didn't because.
Why did they not like you? Did they hate Harley Race or something?
No, WWE had the arena. Kiel Auditorium wasn't fit to house show. Excuse me, house shows anymore, and the Kiel Arena was where the Kiel Center, was where the wrestling was. So WWE had that locked down. And the only other option, there wasn't another option until the Rams showed up in St. Louis and built the Dome. And then that's when WCW started coming back.
Okay.
But yeah, they didn't have a venue to go to for a while. So we didn't have, when I saw WCW during the Monday Night Wars, when I got to see like the NWO stuff live, it was at a house show in a college stadium in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, that held like 2,000 people. And,
right.
But like Kevin Nash was there, but I mean that's how I got to see WCW live until they started, and then the first time I get to go, I got to see the New Blood. I was there for Perfection.
Oh God!
Yeah, remember it was Perfection, and what was Chuck Palumbo's stupid name? Because he was the total package. I can't. Anyway. Yeah, I got to, that's the WCW I got to see, and Vince Russo running around and David Arquette and all that fun stuff. So I didn't get a lot of live WCW experience, unfortunately. All mine was
but for as bad as WCW was back then, it was still watchable. I think they went off the air with like 3 million people.
It was because it was, first off, you didn't have somebody telling you it was high art. Okay,
that's true.
You didn't have somebody sitting there telling you the entire time, this is better than WWE and you should love it. Like, no, everyone knew it sucked. You watched it because it's wrestling. And number two is that they at least
the only person doing that was Eric Bischoff, actually.
No, Eric Bischoff wasn't by the end. He wasn't even there. So,
yeah, but during its height,
during its height,
he was really taking shots.
But yeah, so you didn't have somebody telling you how great it was all the time, and it was at least fun. It was dumb, but it was fun. So there's a way you can kind of watch it and just kind of understand that what you're watching is terrible. It's not trying to be more. Even when Kevin Sullivan was, and actually I'd say that when Russo left and Kevin Sullivan was in charge, and he was just doing like straight booking 101, no frills, back to basic stuff, it wasn't terrible anymore. That last like 3 or 4 months wasn't the worst thing I'd ever seen. But yeah, the main thing, like I said, is that you didn't have people behind you telling you that if you didn't love this, you were stupid and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I think it was. But I don't know. I think
Silver-haired Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo was the worst era in WCW.
When they came back and they were trying to...
Yeah, just atrocious.
The Millionaires Club. Worst era? I don't know, dude. Did you watch WCW in like 1995?
I did Saturday night. Listen. That's when I thought that they were good. That's where they should have kept the pace. And they had Macho Man come in, and they had guys like Paul Orndorff and
Dungeon
Rick
of
Rude was
Doom.
still around. You bring that up as like that was the dominant.
It
dominant
was
faction.
the
Like,
dominant faction, dude. Don't
for the main event, but there was a lot of other great stuff happening. On they could a lot of things underneath, just like with WCW Nitro. There were a lot of things
Okay.
that were buttressing the main event. Like it was awesome.
Okay. I do remember. So there was a period there where I was really into WCW in the early '90s, and I became a really big Eric Watts fan. Remember his feud?
Oh my God.
Well, do you remember his feud with Arn Anderson?
Barely.
Okay.
Barely. Refresh my memory.
The attack in the gas station parking lot where Eric Watts took out Arn Anderson and put him in STF, and he had him down, and like that image is burnt into my brain for some reason. And I don't know why, but that's kind of Bill Watts. That's that kind of Bill Watts booking there. It was fun. I don't know, dude. I think you're probably right. I think the worst time in WCW was probably when Bischoff and Russo took over. I don't know though. Too. Oh, what do you think about the whole? Remember when what was the Old Age Outlaws, where it was like Terry Funk and Paul Orndorff and Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah. See, I didn't dig that.
No,
because of course, no beginning, middle, or end. There was a lot of teams and a lot of factions just being thrown together at that time.
yeah,
It just wasn't working out.
I never liked Larry Zbyszko. There was not one time in my life where I liked Larry Zbyszko. I'm sorry.
Listen, I've grown to appreciate Larry Zbyszko, but you cannot watch one of his matches.
No.
Because he spends so much time on the outside of the ring jabber-jawing, and it's just like... And then when he's finally back into the ring, he wrestles like a jobber.
And he was
there's nothing outstanding about him.
He was a worse announcer than he was a wrestler. His announcing, I could barely watch the first hour of Nitro back in the day because you had to listen to Larry Zbyszko, and then they had him like feud with Scott Hall, and it's just like there's better things you can be doing.
That was
with
okay.
Scott Hall. No, it was.
See, that's
not.
what I'm saying. Like, okay, listen, I heard through the grapevine that Scott Hall loved Larry Zbyszko.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
So he was happy to work with him. But I think they made the best out of a curtain jerking situation with that. If you ask me, I mean, I think they did the best they could with what they had.
And really, I think it's more understandable now in retrospect, knowing what was actually going on back then. But as a 16-year-old who really thinks that the NWO is cool, or 15-year-old that really thinks the NWO is cool, and having to watch Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, he shows up to WCW, and who's he feud with? Larry Zbyszko. It was very, very disappointing at that time in my life. But you know what? We went an hour and 45 minutes. I think we can wrap it up here. We did what we needed to do. We got this down, dude.
Yeah, this is a nice little little test run.
So
because I was late, I feel like I wasn't adequately prepared, but I guarantee you from here on out, that shit will change.
Yeah, I have it down now. The only thing that we need to work on is the video part, which I can do. We can that next week it'll be 0.8, and next week we'll try out the video stuff.
Right.
So
exactly.
Next week won't be our official launch. Next week, and then the week after that will be our official launch, and we'll do the video stuff. So bear with us for another week here while we test stuff out. But I think it worked out well. I think the setup works good. I think it looks all pretty. So So thank you guys for hanging out with us, and make sure you subscribe. You have to be subscribed, right? If they're watching this, they have to be subscribed.
Yeah. Just for this week, we might change it up next week. Who knows? But if you guys are good, we'll do a subscribers only next week.
Well, I just meant for tonight.
Really get something because for tonight.
Because I was about to tell.
I did want to get into that.
What?
That damn AI audio.
Oh gosh, we could. It's late. It's late. We could talk about it. I don't mind talking about it if you want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. What kind of time do we got here?
I ain't got nowhere to be. I just didn't think we were gonna get into it.
Oh my God.
We chased
So
off
I hope.
a few more.
Yeah.
How do you wanna address this?
Truthfully, first and foremost.
Okay.
So let's be truthful. I'd say about 2.5 weeks ago, me and the brilliant sports agent Nick LaPiccolo were rapping back and forth about the weather, fishing, pro wrestling a little bit,
Burning bridges,
burning bridges. About to burn a bridge, but I have no bones in saying it. So Mr. LaPiccolo said, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if?" He didn't actually say that. He said, "I got something I want you to take a look at, to listen to. I think it's incredibly entertaining and highly funny." And so I was like, "Sure, LaPiccolo. I'd love to see what you got."
Okay, no, stop. Let me go
Sure.
from my point of view now. Okay, so awful. So awful sends me a message. He's like, Nick LaPiccolo is gonna send me something. I don't know what it is. He says it's a big deal. He wants me to work on it with him.
Yeah.
And I'm
Thank
like,
you for setting that table.
and I'm just like, oh man, this must be a big deal. Like this was when LaPiccolo
A
was
huge deal.
hot, right? He was the talk of the wrestling world, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what could this be? And then you even said like it has something to do with one of his clients, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this could be insane. And I'm like, okay, you gotta go for it. You gotta
something.
yeah, go. You at least have to see what it is. Now, moving on.
Yeah. So he asked me for my email. And I sent him the email. And I waited about, I don't know, 3-4 hours, wrought with anticipation, to see what the world famous Nick LaPiccolo would send me. I finally got it. The inbox rang. You know what? I'm almost gonna have to go to it because I want to tell you exactly how it was given to me.
And okay,
So-
while you're doing that, I will
Yeah, sure.
I will I'll kind of go here a little bit too. So, awful gets this thing, and okay, I can't set the table anymore because you have to tell him what it was. You have to tell him how you got it. It doesn't make sense if I get to my part yet. So
Nick wanted me to take a look and I guess review the fine work that he had done with these emails. And I clicked on the first one, and it was an AI. It was an AI story. The vocals were completely artificial intelligence, and it was about how Drew McIntyre was stuck in a fucking airport.
if you've ever seen The Terminal, it's basically Drew McIntyre and his version of The Terminal, where he makes his own SummerSlam inside of an airport that he's stuck in Europe. And so I remember I kept like, I was like, okay, you said, like the next day I woke up and I had a message from Awful, and it's like, do you want to see it? I'm like, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, let's see this.
Let's do it.
And
right.
and you send me 10 audio files that are like an hour long a piece. it was no, I mean the whole thing was an hour. So it was like a little, some of them were like 7, some.
But it felt like 4 days.
And oh my God, it like you could tell it was completely written by AI. The voice was AI. Everything was the way I described it is that it's one of those ideas that you sit around, like you're one night you're sitting there with your buddies and you're drinking, right? And you come up with this like really this movie idea that sounds hilarious to you, right? When you're all sitting around and you're drunk or you're high or something, And then the next day you wake up and you go, man, that was a dumb idea. I'm glad we're not doing that. If you actually did it, if you went through with it and took it all the way, that's what this was. And at this point, I'm like, what does he even want you to do with this? Because how are you?
I couldn't think of anything that I could do with it except listen. And with like each passing word, I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking atrocious. It was supposed to be a funny story about how Drew McIntyre got stuck at an airport. But this thing went on forever.
10 chapters. 10 chapters. Right? Or was it
10
yeah.
chapters? It might have been more. I don't even fucking know. But I felt so bad. He asked me, what I thought of it. I don't remember answering him. But I do remember making a suggestion, like maybe it needs to be truncated, maybe shrunk down the size. So it's, I don't know what he was planning on doing with this. Well, that was what, 4 weeks ago?
Well, because you sent it to me and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm like, nothing. Don't touch this.
Nothing.
Is going to.
Don't touch it.
I said, this is going to ruin you. If you put this out on your channel or something like that, that is death. Because, mind you, we are burning bridges, right? He did not want anyone to know that it came from him. He wanted no context.
Right.
No context. He just wanted you to put it out there and say, like, people were going to assume you made this. And it was awful. Like, with context, at least you're like, okay, well, the guy's agent's involved. There's something, like, it's funny that he's doing it. But it's not funny that Awful Wrestling is doing this.
Yeah, no. I think I would have lost every one of my followers had I put that thing up. Seriously.
So
they don't like, what kind of stroke did Awful have? But not too long ago,
I can't believe you're doing
somebody played this motherfucking thing on the air, and I'm gonna protect the innocent. Okay, I'm gonna protect my buddies, but I think that my buddy too, he had a stroke for playing this atrocious AI package, this whatever the fuck that seemed to go on forever. Shout out Phil. But yeah, man. Listen, I agree with Erica M. When you should really ask questions before accepting random things from people on the internet. And I guarantee you, Erica, I will never let go of your wise wisdom.
Oh, and we can't even tell the funniest part, can we? About
What's that?
About who
we can tell the funniest part.
Who he said it was from.
Oh yeah, now listen. I'm gonna say it. So yeah, we're killing the game here. Listen, so I'll be polite. So I got this.
By the way, let's say
Sure.
we very much considered doing something with this. We tried to figure out any way that we could possibly do something with this. We understand why
our comedic minds couldn't come up with anything.
We understand why your instinct when you get sent something like this by somebody in that position is to run with it. I get it. Okay, this is not us shitting on anybody. This is, I get why it was used. I understand that, but it doesn't make it less funny. Okay?
Yeah. And shout out Phil.
Yes.
He played the fucking thing.
He did.
On his show. And I didn't listen to it because I already heard the nightmare that was that story. I'm just hoping and praying that Phil danced it up and made it somewhat humorous for somebody, because that shit was ass. Okay, it was poop dick. That's how bad it was. And I don't care who you are, whether you're a big time agent in Hollywood, a comedian, a wrestler,
A member of
wrestler's promoter,
a member of the Hurt Syndicate.
or a member of the Hurt Syndicate, because that's what I was told that this thing came from.
He had no idea that you already knew.
Like, I had already known, Phil. Dude, I already know. Now listen, this is not to this isn't to disparage Phil in any way. I love Phil. I plan on being on his show. Maybe not after tonight, I don't know. But that's if he invites me. But he knows me and him, we banter back and forth, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat understand me and Phil's relationship. But damn, I wanted to tell Phil so bad that day, like, don't play that garbage, okay? Save your content credibility, and don't play that garbage.
And I wasn't able to listen to it. I'm assuming that he did not get through it. I can't imagine he did. I have to, because Phil is a good show host. He has good instincts when it comes to this stuff. And I can only imagine that he probably, because I'll say, when I first listened to that audio, if I had stopped at like a minute, I'd have been like, okay, maybe we could do something with this. But I kept going and listening to see if it got any better, and it just got worse. And so
it got worse.
So I'm assuming,
and again, this is not an indictment on Phil. This is actually an indictment on Mr. Lo Piccolo,
right,
and his comedic timing and wit.
Yeah, they want us to play it. No, you don't. You do not want us to play it. It's because it's.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
We have it. First off,
remember how we were talking?
We have it available.
Remember how we were talking about? Remember how we were talking about how WCW was like bad, but it was fun, but AEW was just bad and it's bad? This isn't bad fun. Mm-hmm. This is just bad. Like, it's just bad. It's AI. Like, AI can't be fun. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's lifeless.
Piccolo just blocked me, by the way.
Did he really?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure it's going to happen.
Just don't archive this.
Shout out Nicola Piccolo.
Don't archive this. Everyone here, keep this a secret. Okay?
Yeah, really.
Be cool. Be cool, man. Be cool. You're,
don't try to start nothing.
Yeah.
And believe me, I've already talked to Phil, and hopefully we'll, he'll invite me on the show and we can battle it out on the air.
When you told me that Phil was gonna, when I saw it. When I saw the thumbnail, I was like, how? It just blew my mind, because I'm like, Phil must have not listened to this, because he knows better. He knows better. There's no way that he listened to this and he's actually going to play it. Unless...
And Phil knows humor. He knows comedy.
But you know what Phil also is? He's more successful than I am. So maybe this is Phil being like, hey, you know what? We can... maybe it'll get me something in the future, and then if so, hey, we are the ones who are going to look dumb in the long run, right? But
that's one thing I do appreciate about Phil. He is he's a content creator of record, if that makes any sense. Like, you can go back to something on PWT, something you may not have even seen on, like, tweets delete. You know what I mean?
Right.
Post delete. But Phil somehow has got him on his video. You know what I mean? Like, he's got him on his show. So that's a great thing to have. You know what I mean? Like, so, he keeps it honest as far as, what the Twitterverse and what social media is thinking at that particular moment. He's real good at that.
Yeah.
Awesome at that, actually.
Like I said, if I was doing a show by myself, I probably would have played it, because my instinct would have been, you know what? I don't like it, but I don't have anybody to bounce this off of. And
nobody else is playing it.
No one else.
There's a good reason.
Right, no one else is playing it. I don't have anybody to bounce this off of. He probably told him that he didn't send it to anyone else, that it was only to him, and and trying to make a connection. I get it. We had Jack Vaughn on. I get it. Okay,
oh boy.
But
no comment.
But yeah, as someone who value, like, also Phil isn't like known for being a funny guy, right? You know what I mean? Like, Phil's a host. Phil isn't the comic relief.
Yeah.
Like, me and you are known for being, we can't put out something that's not funny like that. You know what I mean? Like if we put out something bad, people are going to get on us about it. No one expects that from Phil. So, but like we're on the Muppet Wrestling podcast, so we have to be funny.
We're on the Muppet Show.
Yeah, we're on the Muppet Show. We have to be funny,
Right.
So, but we are not playing. I mean, if you I'll you know what, Awful. If you want, I'll go and you can sit here and play that for the next hour and a half. If you.
Yeah, no, my friend. Come on now.
It's so bad. Maybe we'll put it on our Discord or something.
I'll tell you what. This is what we'll do. We're gonna give Phil the shout out. He's got on Pro Wrestle Times. He's got chapters 1 through 6 of this Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah, if you want to hear it. This could be the best advertisement he ever gets, honestly. Because now people want to hear it. Everyone in the chat is telling us to play it, and it's like, no, we're not going. So yeah.
Oh, dude, we would love to play it again, but first off, we were too late on the show. We were actually going to play it tonight.
I would at this point, if we started playing it right now, I'd fall asleep in about 20 minutes. So it's
15 for me.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. So, but let's go ahead. Now we're up to 2 hours. We're going to close this thing out. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. And like I said, next week we'll be back with. We also lost a whole lot of people when we said we were closing out the first time. So half the people didn't even hear it.
Right, but they came back.
Oh, did they come back? So yeah, check us out next week. We'll be back. We'll probably say maybe we'll be back. I don't know. We might be banned from the wrestling community after tonight's show, but we'll see.
No, we won't. We'll be here.
Yeah, actually, we'll be here either way.
We'll be on Daily Motion if we gotta be.
Right, Rumble.
GeoCities.
We'll go over to Rumble. Hang out over there.
4chan.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All right. So we'll figure out a better way to close shows. We'll figure out a better way to open shows as we move along. But for now, I am AEW Disciplinary Committee. You can check us out Tuesday over. Actually, I guess I should plug the Sunday show, huh? You can or Saturday. On Saturday we're over on Toonie Talk Wrestling. We're going to be doing the AEW show. So me and Mar, we're going to be hanging out and probably being tortured. So if you want to give us a lot of money to be tortured that day, you're more than welcome to. It'll start right around probably 11. Well, that's my time. 12:45 Eastern time. So it is an afternoon show. And then, of course, we'll be on Toonie Talk Wrestling next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. Awful. You got anything coming on this channel, though?
Yes. Next week, I saw a couple people asking about it. The newest Death of AEW episode. Episode 4 will be coming out next week. There was a reason why I didn't have a ratings video. We were too busy trying to compile this together. And also, I was also doing video editing for that. But I hope you guys listen. First off, I want you all to be honest with us. Me and this, you can DM us, email us, whatever. Tell us exactly what you think of this show. Tell us what we could be doing to get better. I know my mic got better. That might be the only thing. But
this week might not be a good example of when to give us constructive criticism.
It won't be the best example, but I'm all for feedback.
Yeah, go for it.
If anybody knows me, I'm always available. To
so send it to Awful. I'm
some of the most.
I'm weak, and I'll get my.
This is sensitive.
You'll hurt my feelings. So send everything bad to Awful, unless it's about Awful. You can send that to me, and I'll laugh at it. It'll be fun.
There you go.
So.
But I appreciate you guys coming on in. I don't know what to say. I'm glad we got this thing off the ground, and I can't wait for next week and the week after and the week after that. And if you'd like to make a little tip, because again, we're not monetized, but we do want to we want to have like what they say, we want to have the free speech.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we just let fly and have a good time doing it. And really, we're again, shout out to Phil Marks of Pro Wrestle Times. Because some people might be sensitive to what we said tonight and might run back to him and get the whole fucking thing all wrong. But I do appreciate you guys listening, and the tip jar is is in the description. And of course, yes, there you have it. And you can check us out every Tuesday Toonie Talk Wrestling, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on at youtube.com/@Toon Wrestling.
And right back here next week at 11 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have another
On
show.
time. There will be no CPT here.
So, you know what? I'm going to end this show like I used to end my old shows, in a real cringy way. Are you ready for it? It'll be really cringy.
No, go ahead.
Okay, ready? And that was a shoot. Because that's what Mike Saunders used to say. Okay, bye.
Peace.
It wasn't so bad. We had 100.
Laugh